Hello everybody, the new squad celebration event is out and I thought I'd jump into the mode. Also go over some tips and tricks, especially because, and let's just face it, you don't know the type of quality of team that you're going to get, especially if you are going to be auto just assembling a team. You just don't know. If you can play with friends, please do, because it will be more benefit because you can have comms and communicate with one another. But that being said, you can look to play in a certain way that emulates you not carrying your team, but also playing well. If you play well with your team, you've got to hope that the other 3 people in your squad play well equally. So let's go over some of the tips and tricks out of the different modes and look at the good, the bad, the ugly that can happen. Also make sure to hit the like button and all that stuff. So first of all, when it comes to full ball, again, you can pick and choose the team that you have. You're going to see instances like there. I tried to block and it went sky high. You also hope that your friends or your squad are able to cover. This particular crocodile is not going to play well. First of all, he's going to play well, then he's going to play bad. We're going to see that in a second, especially covering a ball which is right open for them. It looks like he's coming across there to cover, as I'm playing quite aggressively in order to block and hit and keep the ball in a certain space. But at the same time, the crocodile seems to be like covering well, but they're not. It's all about keeping the aggression. There's going to see a good header by me, getting a goal, but that doesn't mean anything, especially when it goes and spills out and the crocodile makes the mistake of spilling for the new ball, not the old ball, and costing us the game. So well done to that crocodile, you cost us the game. Try and head it as much as possible in the same direction. Now, with this one, it's all about creating a bigger snowball, pushing it to certain locations, like these punching bags right here, these punching boxing gloves, is good. One thing that I like to do is I like to tail off from my team. It looked like 3 people were going to kind of push this ball. Not particularly good because you need at least 2 people on here. 3 I think is good to control it. 2 to give it a good push. 1 to control it. The other person, go and grief other people. So what I decided to do is focus my attention on yellow. Yellow is closest to us, especially because we're red and we're kind of equal in number. We're actually behind, or we're kind of close to being behind. It's kind of really close at times with it. So what I do is I go and grief. I make sure that the snowball is not getting anywhere near the boxing gloves as much as possible. Whether I have to dive and keep myself as a larger mass in order to cover that, you're going to see me slightly mess up there, but I still succeed in my my task in trying to slow this down. Slowing down will mean that yes, we will hopefully do better this time, and it becomes, once one team goes through, a 1v1 or team versus team situation. Now look here, I'm covering to try and get myself there. That I did very well to block the boxing glove. Sending it over more of the snow will mean that it will assemble faster, and it looks very good so far, but it is very close that things could happen. But I succeeded in what I needed to do, and the yellow team were griefed by myself, and the reds got the win, which I think is the most important thing. That's what I was aiming for. That's the team game element to it. The team did well elsewhere. So, egg scramble, a bit more of a focus here. I like to grab from the center, throw, jump in the air, and dive. It means I kind of like mid-air head the ball, head the egg, which means that I can then get it in. One thing that I'm trying to do as a tactic is try to head it towards the hammer that is swinging towards the base, so therefore my team can concentrate. If it spills into the lower hopper area, which is just there, that little circular area, which you're going to see again, right, I can just do that. It goes into the little hopper, and then if my team are good, they'll go and collect from the little hopper and try to get it in, because whatever reason it's spilled back out again. But as I said, the plan is to aim for that hammer that knocks it slightly in, or it rolls into the basket for our team, and that's the plan right there, just to kind of do that. So I jump, I press dive, jump, dive, and it tries to head mid-air the egg. I don't know if it connects completely, but I think it does. Jump, head mid-air. Yes, I think it does. So it gives it more of an oomph to get in. So once you've done that, you've assembled your base, which at the moment we have got 19 being on the yellow team. So my plan is now to grief and kind of like take out, and hopefully take out some of the golden eggs. Getting some of those golden eggs are a good platform for any kind of like safety for the team. Try to aim for them, but I would recommend first of all getting your base level of eggs. So you know, trying to grab as many as possible, try to accumulate them, and yeah, just grief the enemies as much as you can, and doing the same thing. But do be warned, defense is important, and we're definitely going to see that. I made a mistake there and grabbed my own teammate, but these things happen. As I said, you know, if you're doing well, you're doing well, and that's good. It went into that. Now that a gold one's in, I'm going to go into defensive mode. So I'm going to grab there to kind of like get him loose on that gold one, and I'm going to hold it. Like if you get a chance, hold the golden egg in the base. It means that someone has to grab you on the enemy team and it pings up into the air rather than you trying to chase it each time. So hold the golden one in the base and just jump around that platform. Jump down to the lower one, jump to the upper one and hold it. That's just the thing. You will be of benefit to your team. Yes, defending some of the eggs is important, but at the same time, holding on to that golden egg could be your golden ticket to the final. But yeah, defend as much as possible. Maybe grab on people, maybe hold, and then drop it down, going right to the last. And then there we go. It's an easy qualification. When it comes to tail tag, though, tail tag seems to be the first one you get. For me, what I spend, if I've got the tail, I will look around. I don't really like having the tail because I like to kind of like, you know, just run around and chase people. So there's a mistake first. I've lost the tail because I was screwing around and I wasn't moving. So the plan now is to go to the center. From the center, you can come down and watch people kind of like run into certain areas and pick up people. If you haven't got a tail, or you've got a tail and you want to grab on an enemy, right? Grab on an enemy. And if you've both got tails, grab each other and hope that one of your teammates comes by in order to grab that, and you can work in tandem. Also, watch that center bit for people coming towards you and you can just grab them like I did right there. Because they'll be going very fast, so they just like come into your arms. So if you kind of like hold back and then kind of like go. You can also find some good spaces, which those are there, to go by hammers. And I like this top area here, which we're seeing right now. Just switch from one game where I won to another game where I won as well. And what I'm doing here is I'm watching this guy. So I'm looking at him and I want to get his tail. I don't have to play this, but he's like prey. He's like easy prey because he has to move from me. Every time I move to one side, he'll move the opposite side. So don't go for him. Wait for someone else to come for him, because then that means that whatever side he goes, which he goes there, he's now going to have to move. So he's going to have to move in an area which I can then go out and grab him, which I did right there, and then I'm on the move. I like holding this top area, the top platform area when I've got a tail. It's just that I find that it's easier to like jump over the gaps. And sometimes you could do jump and dive, watch out for the hammers, jump and either a jump and a dive in order to kind of successfully get away. Now there's a jump and a dive. I didn't need to do the dive, I would have made it, but I always like to kind of think the safety first with this. You've got to be sure that you're going to win this, and you've got to be sure that you're going to get through at the end of the day. So holding this top area means as well I can watch out for any enemies coming up the ramps towards me, and I can just kind of relax, chill, and see what happens. Grab an enemy with a tail. I tried to do that there, failed miserably, but that's what I was talking about. If you like, I've got a tail, the enemy's got a tail, grab him, the ally grabs him, sorted. That's you know, the play with that one. A bean tried to get me. Also timing your jumps between those hammers, perfect. Get a little jump there, little dive. See, that saved me that time because that was a bad timing jump, but that's how it is. On this particular mode, this is all about trying to get you know, the battery through the tiles. Try to do 2 tiles at a time abreast. I will talk about that in a second once we see that on the screen. This was not a good round because my team was not particularly great, and as well, the one that was griefing went to grief the wrong person. You should be always griefing somebody that's got a battery. So the wrong griefing choices by people or grabbing choices is an issue on teams. So what I was trying to do here is claw something back by going down the center and kind of like going from side to side, which does 2 at a time, which you can see right there. Doing 2 at a time, trying to get it back for our team. And it didn't go well. We lost that one in the end. But try to do 2 tiles at a time. So in a Jinx final, which this is right now, this is fun. Like, this is a lot of fun, but it's very stressful. It's very stressful because you need to rely on a team who, if you're not the one jinxing and chasing people, then you've got to get away. I would say duke the opponent. Make mistakes. If you might be looking at it going, oh, you made a mistake there, Rich. No, that was a good mistake. Making mistakes is important because what it does is it kind of like tells that if you play well, say you kind of like running like I am now, jumping, getting onto the fan, good clean jumps, then the opponent's going to go, oh, he has a method. He obviously knows how to play. So that's the problem. Show that you don't know how to play, but then play good. So change the way that you're doing. Duke. If you think they're going to a circuit, which I'm going to the same circuit time and time again, round and round and round, change it. I've just noticed that somebody's just been jinxed, so I need to get away from them. So I'm going to jump near the fan, but I'm not on the fan. Jump back away, so I've just double backed on the way I went. And then in a moment, I'm going to do something similar as well, where I just kind of like go, oh, I'm not doing this way. Go on the edge, so I'm just like hugging it and then come back. Making mistakes. You know, the enemy made the same mistake because they're like, oh, he was obviously not going for that. Well, that's the thing, make mistakes. Because you have to kind of dupe the enemy. Watch this. So I see the guy in the far end, I come out of cover, jump on there, leap on there, and I've just gone through 2 of them. And then double backed on myself. juking the opponent. So I'm kind of like playing cleanly now. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to make any mistakes, blah, blah, blah. And you just have to rely on enemies. Also, if there's one person left on the enemy team to go, then what you'll need to do is you will need to be an assistant to your team. Now, I'm watching out for the guy. I'm just getting away there, so that's kind of like tight to the edge. I'm watching that guy down there, and what I'm going to do is grab him because, look, we win. I grab him, they grab him, and we win. As simple as that. So always look for those kind of like little moments where you can do those little bits. Grabbing somebody, holding somebody up from a team game, holding them up for your opponents to get them. Same thing with full ball. Try and hold off the game as much as possible. Block it a little bit. Look out for the spill out of the ball. Have somebody in defense or two people in defense. One person as a wing from you. So you're able to kind of, when the ball spills out and you're the cause of the ball spilling out because you've like jumping into it, it spills over and you hit it. And yes, if it's airborne and it's coming down, try to jump and head it and dive, essentially. Dive and hit it. And that's kind of the way in the process of that. So in any case, I hope this video helped out to point out some tips and tricks of like how to do this mode. Do bear in mind, you can't pick your squad unless you're squadding up with people that you know. So good luck, but you can always play really well in order to get this done. So I wish you luck in doing this, and I will see you in a Fall Guys live stream very, very soon. And yes, peace everybody. Bye-bye for now.